Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Just had to convert a quick graphic for iQuare, which is why I took a little bit longer than usual to actually properly start the stream. I guess I should also clean up my temp folder in the conversion area. It has some projectile stuff that I was messing around with, but not necessary to keep. Didn't end up being a successful attempt. Oh, and of course I forgot to look at the stream CRF this time around, but I will do that next time. I also noticed that my keyframe interval was apparently one higher than it should have been. I have not fixed that either, so don't expect that to be resolved. But I will not be as tired as I was at the end of last stream at the end of this stream. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to resolve that problem a little bit later on. So, more like zo. I want to get started on the graphics that are going to be necessary for the advanced Ultralisk morphs. So the Ultralisk cavern morph structures, basically. So initially, this was slated to be the Keskath Cavern. I think we can just comfortably stuff these into a folder and get them out of the way. So we're looking at Zobuild 11. Now the problem here is that with buildings, they just are never processed correctly, unfortunately. So again, I'm going to need to just grab the frames that I need. So it looks like we have 10 frames here. So we're going to grab these and stuff them in their own folder. Call this old. And then given the fact that these are let's see, 123 wide, and the biggest one is 158. We know that we can make our height 158, and then multiply 123 by 10 to get 1230. That should have been easy, but I wasn't thinking. And we can also go and set our guideline to 123, our grid line. Implement that, and then start adding these. Okay. Now we kind of lucked out here as far as alignment goes, precisely because these particular graphics are all the same dimensions. Usually they're not. And that means that usually I've got to mess around with them a lot. But it looks like this time around, since they're all the same dimensions, we shouldn't have any issues with alignments. Obviously, I'll still run a test while they're in their separate layers before worrying too much about anything else. So we're just going to jump out here to Zo, build 11. We'll call this Cavern.psd. Go ahead and run the index action to get it set up for the thing that we need it for, and then jump back over here and jump to PyGRP to give us a sample. Import. We have to set it to frame sets 10. All right, so we mostly are good. It's just that we have one that's off to the right, and that is frame 2 apparently. So if we jump to frame 2, move that over. I wonder if we could have seen that ahead of time. It was also down one, yeah. Yeah, so it looks like that was just me being a little careless when I was initially importing them. So we're going to go ahead and do another save here. Another process. 10. Looks good to me. We'll, yeah, we'll call that one done. We'll get rid of those for now. We will go ahead and merge these. Call this Cascath Cavern. And another good thing about this particular asset is that if I once again re-import these frames, we can see that there's very little, almost no motion at all. I think there's probably no motion at all with regards to where the team color on this asset is, which means that I should be pretty easily able to just do the masking for one of the areas for the gradient map, and then copy it over to all of the other frames without needing to worry about anything. Now, that was something that was notoriously annoying to do with these assets, was deal with the fact that they would have motion, whereas most of the graphics for the other buildings didn't have motion on team color. So what I can do now is, before I do anything, I should save the PSD over here. Then I can disable this, and I can start to select all of the team colored pixels that I need. But I can do all of the manual selection just for one asset after doing this magic wand stuff. I'll be able to do, it'll just be a lot easier. And then I can just move it 1, 2, 3 pixels over, and voila, it will be taken care of pretty much. Okay. It's kind of weird to me that this is the only bit of area on in this asset that's team colored. Feels like a little, considering the size of the asset, you would think it would be a little bit more notorious. All right, we'll add that. Like, I would have expected maybe the whole opening over here to be team colored or something. Or maybe something further back, like the spikes, maybe. Go ahead and deselect everything else on the asset. Select that. All the other frames are taken care of now. So we can go ahead and gradient map this. Re-enable our grid. Copy and paste here. And voila. Now we can go ahead and make a curve layer. Let's see how that looks. This also means that making a shadow for this graphic should be very easy by comparison to some of the others. We don't have to worry as much. It's just, essentially, we're making the graphic for one frame and then copying it, since there's not much animation. We'll still do it as a batch action, but... All right, I feel like that's a decent amount of depth there. Now we just need to do some adjustments. Again, if I ever want to do something like, if I want to recolor, say, like one of these ridges, or all of both of those darker colored ridges, it actually is not that big of a deal, because I just make the selection once, and then we're done. In this case, I'm just going to see how I can do with some basic gradient mapping. Set it to like 75, maybe try... Yeah, maybe try... I'll try 60, I like the look of that better. And then also, I'm going to take... this area here. This lower, like, fleshy tone, and I'm going to actually make this green, which will match the... overall color tones that are seen in the Ultralisk Cavern, because this is meant to be an upgrade of the Ultralisk Cavern. Like a greater Spire, but greater Ultralisk Cavern in a way. So I'm just going to find all of the pixels that seem to match that. I got to make some changes since I just realized that that's actually not related. So I can like select all this, right? But I should deselect this. Yeah, we can try this. Make a new gradient map. Okay. Now, once we're vaguely satisfied with this, I can copy it over to the other frames as well. And we will be masking out this lower little flying flap thing. All right. Okay. What's up, Luciferius? I'll leave those bits of shading in there for now because I'm not sure if that'll be useful or not. And if not, I can always unmask it later. I wonder if we even really need this gradient map. Maybe like a lower value or something? Try that. Oh yeah, I have a machine that can run that game now, and I think I own it somehow. Like it's free on Epic Games or something. Those harsh highlights are a little distracting, but they'll look a little bit more intelligent or reasonable in game, I think. That was fucking weird. Alright, I'll close that. I'm always worried about those Metro games from what I've experienced with them in the past. Like, they're almost always bad, you know? Uh-oh. Dude, what is wrong with Photoshop today? What? Dude, what a weird angle. Alright, let's see if that even batches correctly. I don't remember if those worked in batch. If not, I'll just have to do it once. Well, those Metro games just take way too much time to actually let you play the game is my problem with them personally. No. It's a good thing. Oh, I just broke Notepad now. Perfect. So I have to subtract 50 from that. Alright, well, apparently that doesn't even matter because there's random dots in the frames. Love those. All right, we'll do that again. Okay. Now let's see how ridiculously oversized this is. What's up, Alexander? You end up getting a lead on your ISP issue, or whatever the issue actually is? Left quit. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was actually pretty fucking easy. I wasn't really expecting it to be difficult per se, but kind of funny. Hey, it's not the dummy. Oh wait, I don't actually have that entry in here. $682.6. Okay. There you go then. Excuse me. There we go. It's always 2, but never 3. Not sure why. Okay. Let's give that one a shot then. I guess I haven't added the button to the game just yet. Oh, and actually I should probably, if I haven't already done this. Well, oh, 219. Okay, it does use the, it looks like I did copy the stats over from the Ultralisk Cavern, so that's fine. But its status should be building. And then in debt requirements, I do have the debt requirements set up. We're looking for Keskath. 1399. Okay. Should be simple enough. Well, things are going pretty well. I got some much needed sleep. Where's my Ultra Cavern? This graphic may be way too big, though. We're about to find out. It's not that far off. What I could do is I could shift it down by about 32 pixels. And then it would match. Or shift it up, sorry. Add like maybe 24 pixels. It's not like that far off of what it should be. Animation seems fine. Shadows animating along with it. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I should actually make animated shadows for the buildings, the default Zerg buildings, since they don't fucking animate. That's really embarrassing. They wouldn't be like the same caliber of, like they wouldn't match the same perspective, but it would probably be better than what we have right now. So I don't know. That'll be in the distant future. I still can't believe that doesn't happen by default. All right, so we do have some updates from iQuare, who programmed in the Gorgon behavior and fixed a bug with Exemplar's ability. We'll go ahead and build that. And then I will jump into button sets, and I'm gonna put the Ecclesiast's passive over here. And then I'm going to add case for the simulacrum. And we're looking for PyTBL. Let's take a look at the simulacrum page. $1411 is the string we're looking for. Go ahead and save that. Save this, build again, and we'll go ahead and add this. Now for the Gorgon, These might end up being more like a basic harassment or assault craft. So I might end up dropping their vitals and cost and damage a little bit, but making it so that these are like the quintet. Like right now they're slated as like a tier 2 wraith. In that they're a basic craft. But I actually think that this behavior will probably end up being reworked. I might give it to like a Protoss craft or a Zerg craft or something. A Zerg fighter, maybe. Like this could be a good behavior for Nathricors, actually. That's a powerful passive. Might encourage swarming a little bit too much to the point where like maybe it should affect all units near the Nathricor. Like within all Nathricors within 2 range. Like it could just be organics or something, but I don't know. Two seconds might be too long for that. I should add one or add the Nathra cores here somewhere. I don't know what the fuck was going on there, but... Alright, what did I do for Adrenal Frenzy? It was 14, 12... Hmm. And then for Terrans, should add one for the Gorgon. $383 should be fine for that. I guess this would be like 14, 13 probably, if I had to guess. Yeah. Save that. Save that. I'm not sure where. Oh, here we go. It's right here. Let's double check those passive icons, then I'll push the EXE changes and take a bathroom break. And when I come back, I'll be on the hunt for any other remaining units that need passive icons or anything like that, but I don't think. Okay. Take a look at the... Oh, I know why. Had to actually add the stat.txt. I was thinking that simulacrums might end up being slightly more powerful now that the vassal is implemented. It could just be as basic as slightly reducing their base attack speed while making their damage normal, and then making their health or vitals go up or something. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Oh yeah, Cyclops should probably be medium now that I think about it. So what are we missing? Oh yeah, Nether cores. They are not set up to use the new button set in Firegraft. Just as a result of that change alone, they might need to be reduced in... They might need to be nerfed, I guess. But we'll see. It's a very situational passive, and the 2 range is not that much. I wish we could make it so that when you mouse over a passive that's something like 2 range, or has a range AoE on it or something, it would be possible to draw a circle around the unit that it's selected in the range. Same thing when you like mouse over the weapon damage or like the weapon icon or something. I feel like there's a lot of potential for that. The fuck? Felt like something rolled down my leg, but I don't know. I don't see anything there. Okay. Oh, the matriarch is a hero. That's not actually a unit in Hydra. It's always been the case that it's said matriarch because it's a hero queen. So, like, unclean one is the hero defiler, devouring one is the hero zergling, hunter killer is the hero hydralisk. They don't have like the zerg prefix. I don't think I'll be using the matriarch unit ID for anything, just because, I mean, for one, I don't even know what I would add for the zerg at this point. But for another, there's so much hard code with queen units that it would probably be better not to worry about that, but... Yeah, unless you've like looked at the map editor or something, you wouldn't have ever seen the matriarch because it was never used in any official maps. I guess you may have seen it in like a custom map or something, but. Oh yeah, let me push these changes. So now the only question is, oh, actually, there is one more thing that I have to attempt to do here. Let's take this and add 24 to the bottom, and then take this. Now I'm going to remake the shadow because I'm not super satisfied with it. Do we have the same problem again with these? Oh, I think... No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would we have the same problem again? What an infuriation. Oh my god. This is what it's come to. I already removed this once. I don't know how it happened to appear again. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not in the actual graphic that I'm using, so I don't know how that happened because I copy and pasted those things. Oh, I know why. It's because this is the BMP, but I didn't re-export it afterwards. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. I think there would be a way for this program to automatically detect what it's doing. I can't multi-select when I'm exporting because why? All right. Hello. I'm trying to close you, idiot. There we go. Yep. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Thanks, Photoshop. You're a real friend. Like how you click on a button to warp stuff and it just closes. Maybe I'm actually just dyslexic or something and I keep clicking on the wrong button, but that does not appear to be what's happening on the face of it all. All right. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Very strange stuff. Did I do it again? Maybe those buttons shouldn't be so close together. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being dumb. Hard to say. I wish I could rewind in my own brain, but unfortunately they haven't unlocked that technology just yet. Okay. This still needs to be down here. That's pretty shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I just say fuck this little piece over here and just try to make it align properly with what makes sense, right? I don't know. Right now I'm just trying to align it properly with the, like, this piece to that piece or whatever. I don't know. That's also pretty shit. Surely there's a reasonable way to do this without needing to rely on, like, kooky ass stuff. That might be the best one we got, TBH. We'll do that one for now. And then we gotta canvas it afterwards so that we can actually open the thing. How much are we gonna have to canvas this by? Oh, 50 again. Easy, dude. Anyway, the reason why I decided to do all that is so that I can see if resizing it that way, in that strange manner, will help it. Am I getting? I don't know why it's S, but whatever. Yeah, I think that does help it maintain the same, like, some semblance of sanity there. Bearing in mind we're supposed to have it be 3x2, and it's more of like a 4x A 3x3 rather. It's more like a 3x3 than a 3x2, but that helps. Okay. So we'll minimize this for now. And trying to think about what's next here. I do need to find a graphic that will work for the Alcagilisk or the no, what is it? The Oh no, it is. Is it Alcagilisk? Yeah. So the Alcagilisk cavern needs to be implemented somewhere, but I don't know where I should be looking towards for this. Honestly, that anglerfish thing could be. I'll put it in here anyway. Wow, there's no animation for this. That's a weird one. So I initially thought that this would work as the mutation pit, but unless I turn it on its, like, unless I basically flip the graphic like this. And like mask out a bunch of stuff, or even like, I guess I could do that. But even then it doesn't look proper. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck I would do. But basically I don't think it would fit in the evolution chambers spot. This graphic is kind of the same deal because it's so large. So it's like the other kind of problem that you can get into depending on what happens. Tentacle donut, by the way. Why? Like, why does it even exist? Get him out of here. This isn't really metal plant. This is like gray plant. It's Tony's house, guys. Yeah, that one's too big, I think. And I guess we would be removing some of the bottom anyway, but... yeah, it's definitely too wide for the spire. I guess this could, in theory, work as a replacement for the sire, though. I don't know. That's a weird one. I do need a replacement for that graphic. Maybe that's what Tony's house will be. Because, I mean, like, as an example, if we just remove, like... Again, this is very, very rough example here. But if we were to do that, it would definitely be small enough, I think. It's just that we would have to, like, fill in the gaps over here somehow, which would be a project. So I don't know. This graphic is too large even for the purpose of doing something like that. That's strange. Because honestly, the stone pool thing here might need to... This might need to be what I use for the Archangelisk cavern. Obviously, I wouldn't call it a cavern anymore, but... All right, well, I'll consider what other options I have in some quick amount of time because I'm just taking a quick BRB so that I can use the bathroom. So when I return, we'll be diving away hunting for more graphics, and with any luck, we'll find something we can use for the Alcaj cavern. And, of course, the Cascathalor. And at that point, we can march on forward and get even more progress made. Maybe on the Protoss stuff or something. So BRB. All right, I'm back. So I'm actually going to dive into some of the older packages that I have in here from things like Aatrox. I've had to do that in the past for like the spawning pool update, the Vorval pond thing. Like this is obviously a graphic that looks like it was meant for some sort of cavern type thing. I guess in like that could be the graphic for the Devourer hunt. I'm gonna look through some of the other stuff here. Doesn't look like I have any Zerg ones from there. Yeah, that might actually be all I have now that I think about it. It's impact the power buildings or like demon stuff. Like these are more mechanical looking, right? Than organic. Which is an interesting take, but not really what I'm after here. So let's take a look at these real quick because I want to see how much I can shave off in Canvas. I think I'll keep the vertical stuff the way that it is, but even that should probably be... Yeah, I think I should actually shave off like... Looks like I can do like 40. So we'll do... Yeah. That looks better to me. It's not like 100% accurate, but I think it's good enough. Okay. Okay. This almost looks like a structure that I would associate with Doom, the demons in that game. $197. Oh wait, yeah, that was 1178. 9. Okay. While I'm in the middle of grabbing a wireframe, I'll go grab one for the haunt, the Devour Haunt. Was it 187? Is that it? 197. I still don't have a real like good one for The like pretty much don't have one at all for the sire. I guess I'll have to find something that will work. Or the worst thing possible would be for it to be something that is like a kit bash. I mean, I guess I could just make it like the Overmind or something. Or like kit bash the Overmind. Okay. So here we have Devour Haunt 592, 1179, and the ISID. It's 495. Oh, that's funny. I think there's only 6 frames in this graphic. Something tells me that's not supposed to be the case. Did I forget to specify a GRP? Maybe it's not correct. HYDRA Devour Han is 1107. Okay. Oh. I don't think... Oh, yeah, I guess that might actually be the case. That might have been what was causing the problem. I don't know why I would still put in the right shadow, though. Okay, never mind. I've got no idea, then. Oh. The source of my problem has been revealed. It's almost always some sort of obscure typo. So that is a pretty large structure, TBH. But I guess the This is probably a fine offset for it. I would say I just need to, like, obviously fix the selection circle offset to be like 13 or something. And then after that, I can take a look at the collision if anything needs to be resolved there. We'll go for 18. Yeah, it's a bit better. I think I'll still put it further down. Normally you don't have to do all of this, but I figure it makes sense. Kind of unfortunate that the shadow doesn't animate, but there are no pieces that are picked up by the shadow that are animating, so that's why. But it does look a little static when that happens. Let me just confirm that the only frames in the graphic are 1 through 5, yeah. Okay, so we've implemented that. Oh yeah, and the wireframes from June 3 hung, but that's kind of self-explanatory. Get some more music on real quick. Okay. Mm. $212. Yeah, 1180. 1181. Oh wait. This was like, yeah. All right, so that should cover everything that's on the setup side of things. Oh, I do need to go in and remove references to a frame 5, though, because there's only... Oh, actually, it needs to go 3. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, is I'm pretty sure... This should have been... like this. All right, so we're going to canvas this out again. What's up, Vic? Welcome. So we'll say, I think again we can do like 140 or something. It seems to be a really weird pattern that they always have. A lot of pixels on the sides there. And then like... something like that, okay. All right, we'll give that a shot. See where that leaves us with offset-wise. We're looking at... Really? I don't know why I didn't update Windows, by the way. So you ready to program our game development focused operating system so we can make better tools? So that we can make better content? The fuck? You some kind of wuss. Don't want to make your own operating system? Oh, let's go ahead and make sure that in units.dat we've taken... I don't even remember what the Alcaj cavern is. Hold on. 212. All right. And then I need to jump into Firegraft and add okay. I just closed this too, like a dummy. $13.97 and 6. Okay. Close. Now let's try it out. Ah! Script 496 does not exist. That is because I forgot to increment the ISID. Because I am a goofball. Alright, whatever. Alright, this looks like it needs the same treatment as the other one. So we're looking at yeah, that unit needs to be like the image pause should be like 12. And the ISI or for iScript we should okay. And of course classic. So check that out. I didn't even really pay attention to yeah. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. I mean, the ground, it doesn't really blend very well with the ground currently, but clearly the texture is fucked, by the way. I don't know what's going on with that. Also, I think the shadow over here for the Cascade Cavern is fucked. I don't know how that happened either. Anyway, we'll figure that out. What was I gonna say? The sprite stat thing needs to increase again. Alright, so we'll jump in here and we'll say... Oh. Forgot to do the wireframe. $212. Guess we can close down some of these things. So if you can believe it, we've got those functioning now. Okay. Now that's progress, man. And in under 2 hours as well. Pretty epic. Okay, so we've definitely managed to improve the overall progress here. I don't think I ever figured out why the Ecclesiast's graphic was not working as intended. It spins and then hides. I'm really not sure about that one, actually. I have no idea. We are data rewriting it. And that's unit ID 79. Oh yeah, before I forget, I should actually figure out what's going on here. So the Alcatch Cavern, talking 12, 1350. Oh no, it's 1300. 2 armor, 10, 125, 242.5. And then we've got 150, 9 sight range, 150, 100. Okay. Oh yeah, and then I was gonna make the Cyclops medium. Okay. And then yeah, I think I'm gonna change the Gorgon's stats around a little bit as well. I think we'll say, considering a Wraith is what, 140 or something? 120? We'll give this guy 175. We'll set its cost to 200 minerals. 100. I think 150 gas is fine, but we'll drop the time. Wraiths are 37.5 seconds, so we'll say 42.5 seconds. We'll say 200, 125. Should it be 3 supply? I think 2 supply is actually fine. 42.5 seconds. And then, yeah, 1 armor. They'll be set to medium. And again, what? 175 health. I might drop their health even lower to 150 or something. Especially since now they only cost 2 supply. I think that's more fair. We'll say like... Even 15 damage might be pretty high for a unit of that cost, but we'll see. It's a 2-second cooldown. It's not crazy. And then trying to think about what else there is here. I think there was something that I was thinking about just now, like earlier in this stream. Maybe it was the Madcap or something. One of the things that I do think is accomplished with all of the new units is in conjunction with the fact that you're not like grossly incentivized to stay within your tech branch. Like, oh, I've upgraded air weapons, so I'm not going to get vehicles now. Something like that. Like, you don't have to worry about that anymore since all upgrades are the same. But one of the things that I think these new units allow for is still you have that added level of independence in your branch where you have a little bit more flexibility to counter certain strategies. Like, even if Psystorm or Reaver is the most powerful counter to whatever your opponent is facing, they're swarming in with a bunch of air units, in which case you'd probably want like either Corsairs or Psystorm, or they've got a huge amount of ground units, or you'd want like Reavers or Psystorm. You can still do like a Gladius for air pathways to counter swarming compositions. You can still do I guess one of the issues is that you don't really have like crowd control in any capacity for anti-air when it comes to robotics facility, but like that's still an incomplete branch right now. Still going to get at least one new unit. And that unit might actually end up using some version of like the Corsair's attack, for example, where it deals like, instead of dealing explosive damage, it'll probably deal concussive or normal, and it will deal AoE in a small area. And maybe it'll be hit scan, maybe it'll be a beam, I don't know yet. But the idea is that you could have some sort of projectile, some sort of like counter in theory. Like even if it's not a perfect counter, even if it's not the best available tool you have to your entire race, if you went down a branch, you're not fucked because they happen to build this composition that just hard counters you, because you have more flexibility within the branch. This is something that Protoss and Terran struggled with, where Zerg didn't really matter as much because it was a bit more expensive for them to double build like Hydra Dens so that they could get Lurkers and Basilisks. But if they needed to, for some reason, they could relatively easily because they have the benefit of hatcheries producing larvae that can turn into any unit, any base unit. So that's one of the benefits, I think, of this approach. Page revision 390, by the way. Okay. All right, so I'll BRB again. Got to get some water this time around. And most notably, we are looking pretty good now as far as these changes go. I think what I'll do next is I'll plug in the Protoss weapons for the units that I've added. And I'll probably decide to, I'll just charge forward in adding that new robotics unit I was just talking about. And I guess once that's done, we'll see what progress I can make on the Protoss air units. Not sure what's going to happen there. I got to pick out like projectiles and stuff. We'll see what I can find. So yeah, BRB. I'm back. Okay, so let's set up those units I was talking about. For the Amaranth, we've got 75254, so we're looking for unit ID 75. Its weapon ID is stored in GBTP, so I can go retrieve it from there. So say 99. Well, we already knew about that because we found that out the same time we found out that queens are hard-coded the same way. So maybe it's been so long that you haven't remembered. AI arbiters are also like that. I mean, for observers, it doesn't even make any sense. Not that it makes sense for the others either, but I agree that it's stupid. That's funny. What did the Protoss Southpaw do exactly? Was it just the exact same thing as the Southpaw, but for Protoss and colored differently or something? I wonder if this will end up being medium. So we can try that. $60, $81, $75, $50, $31.25. No, I think I decided it should be 25 instead. 22, small, everything looks out there. And we're looking at 97 for their weapon. That's pretty funny. Now it says hit scan here, but I'm turning it into a projectile attack. So we'll see where that goes. Hey. What are you trying to do to me, eh? Fucking Windows. Yeah, well, that's why I'm running the A's plugin in release mode instead, because it's ridiculous to try to play the game with 8 AI or 7 AI. Any large, like any AI that's like past 5 or 6. I also still get the AI script limit reached and then a crash in Melee, which is pretty scary because that could obviously happen in the regular like regular play as well in campaign or whatever. So hopefully we can fix that at some point. But really the only fix is to make it so that it doesn't have that problem at all. We're looking at Terminus. Weapon is 98. And the Terminus itself is Phoenix Dragoon. 98, 98. $35 to... Well, yeah, you have to tell them to... You have to give them a cap for the production structures, and you have to make it so that they only build it if, like, there's been a timer. What's up, Wuck? This has been in here for literally 3 months at least. So, wake up, ammo. It's explosive. Yeah, V put that together a while back. Definitely a nice quality of life thing. Why would there be a problem here? Oh, probably because somehow my weapon change didn't save. Oh, it did save. But to the wrong one. 1591. What is this? 354? Weird. Yeah, my brother was mentioning something similar. Although he was hoping to play HYDRA instead. Hopefully we'll have the ability to do that at some point. Oh, why does it... Gross, dude. That's supposed to be explosive, you goofball. And this should be normal. Oh. Yeah, you've been talking about that for like a month now, and I've had that on the wish list for years. I hope that that does come true. Cena should probably animate a little bit slower if it's going to walk like this. I was also... Oh. I don't know how I managed to fuck that one up. Wow, wait, get out of here, dude. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's a Strider, right? But it's clearly not a... I don't even know how to describe it. It's clearly not a... I also like how parts of the graphic just fuck up, dude. I don't know. I don't even remember where I got this graphic from, but it's not looking too hot. I do have a graphic that even comes with a turret that looks like it could work for Protoss, but the turret has a really stupid attack animation in it. Yeah, I don't know why they made it shake, dude. It's so embarrassing. Don't remind me. Oh no. Could you imagine just push, 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 push. This is actually how it's like to play that game. Push, push. Oh, I don't even think you can recolor the Terminus. Push, push, push. And then he spins, of course. Pretty epic. I can't believe that's a real thing. Terminus is all gray and shit. It's really hard to recolor gray stuff. I'm really confused by what is up with this. Wonder if that's why. No, he still spins. He like spazzes out and then vanishes, and I don't know why. It points to 491. That's the ISID, so that's correct. This points to 1170, which is file accounts correct. And this points to 588, yeah. I believe I gave it the same thing as the High Templar, set its movement type and all that. And the Ecclesiast, 79, 252. Yeah. I mean, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work. Which is really, really bizarre. Like, it's clearly the right GRP ID as well, because it's loading the graphic, but... Very strange. Okay, now it just flat out crashes. I don't know what the issue would be there. Dude, what a confusing thing. Do I have a 491 somewhere else? Oh, okay. I see. So that explains it. Oops. We finally figured it out. I wonder why it was only crashing after I removed some other stuff. Okay. Obviously, we'll change the projectile there at some point. I mean, we're changing that entire graphic at some point, but... Yeah, I think he did. He started that earlier last month or something, or maybe it was this month. I haven't checked it out yet. Well, I don't even think I'll be able to use it, unfortunately, but yeah. I didn't check out the Scantalisk. I guess I could take a look at that to see if it would be any good, but I don't think so. I think all of the graphics in that game were pretty terrible, that expansion pack. Especially the portraits, holy moly. Don't even get me started on those. What the fuck? Ah, shit. Yeah, I hate when that happens. Suddenly you've fucked your sleep schedule. Well, time to correct the record. Yeah, the golem's gonna be a melee Protoss unit. Yes, that's Protoss Alpha. You're right about that. Is it? I've never seen a... I don't think I've ever seen a unit in a science fiction game referred to as a golem. There's neutral units that are golems in Warcraft 3, and there are trainable units that are golems in Battlecry 2 and 3. But aside from that, I've never seen them, and those are fantasy games anyway. Uh, 99 is going to be a ranged robotic unit. Yeah, Beaver knows what's up. Iron Golem. Why did they have to make those units' responses so terrible? Well, the ranged unit is going to offer a sort of like anti... It'll be like a... So the paradigm for like robotics units are that they're generally more range focused than the gateway units, where the gateway units are obviously more like melee focused, where they have some powerful ranged units or units that can contribute from a range, like Templar, but they don't have like a lot of the units are melee. You got Zealot, Legionnaire, Dark Templar, Amaranth. Archon is not really melee, but it's close enough. And then obviously Dark Archons and High Templar can contribute from afar. Dragoons and Ecclesiasts and Terminus and Hierophants are the ranged units, but it's even despite all of those units, it's like bulk of the attack move stuff there is from melee. So in the robotics case, it's kind of the inverse. I mean, they're only going to have one melee unit. The shuttle has to kind of be melee in theory, but it's a transport. It's not really a combat unit. So what you're going to see out of the robotics side of things is that you'll see Reavers, obviously siege, pretty long range. You already have the simulacrums, which are like medium to short range, depending on your perspective, depending on what you're comparing them to, but certainly not long range. The idol will be a longer range unit. Think like a dragoon range, probably, which will put them one range above the simulacrum. Vassals obviously have to be a bit closer range, and they're much more expendable, we'll say. And then the golem will be the tank, basically, the damage absorption unit. Imagine idol killing golem in Vadra's blood. Any special behavior associated with them? Intervention missiles are the ones that are launching in a similar to like a shmup or bullet hell style launch, where they launch at angles and go to the max range and blow up on anything that they come into contact with. And that's the Star Sovereign's like close range projectile like defense system, basically. So intervention missiles are similar to the Empyrean interception that blows up on any units that intercept them, but it actually blows up on any. I think it's ground or air. I'm pretty sure, but it might be air only. Let me see. That's just ground and air units. We might make it only air. I'm not sure because it might be too powerful. But the idea is that since it's only 5 weapon range, longer ranged attacks can outrange them. Goliaths can outrange them. That sort of stuff. So. I don't think we've replaced all heroes, but certainly most of them. Yeah, I don't think we use the Eldaris ID. But I don't know if there are any more units that I'm going to be adding. I have not decided. I think these 2 mechanical units are probably the last ones for Protoss. I think it's possible, DF, because we have the same thing with the Empyrean. It's just that the missile, by default, deals area damage. So if I set the missile to only deal normal damage, I think it would only deal damage to whatever it impacted. And I think that exact behavior is what is the case for what iQuare implemented for his mod. So the only reason why it deals area damage for the Empyrean deals area damage is because its basic attack deals area damage when it hits. So yeah, it should be fine. Because what we're doing is in iQuare's code, he actually changes the target of the missile, so it behaves as if it initially was targeting that unit. Oh yeah, for the weapons. Why can't you just reuse the code that you already have, Iquare? I don't think it has anything to do with Splash. Yeah, but it doesn't. The weapon deals splash through the weapon, not through the plugin. If I disabled the splash on the weapon, wouldn't the splash disappear from the Empyrean? Oh, well, he can clarify. I didn't think that that's what he was saying. I think he was assuming that by default, in order to deal damage on contact, it would have to be splash damage. But if he wants it to deal splash only if it reaches the intended target, and not deal splash if it's intercepted, that is a bit more complicated. Even still, I would think that you'd be able to detect that and weapon fire and set its splash to 0 if its target changes or something, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't even think I used 104. That's pretty funny. So he doesn't want it to deal splash ever, so he could just use piggyback off of our code in that sense. Should be fine. Okay. Oh wait, I actually left this down here, but I keep forgetting about it. Holy bear blower. Wait, didn't you do a higher quality version of the bear blower? Fucking Boko, dude. Would you believe it? Yeah, that's easy then. Did you end up making a better bear blower wireframe by any chance than this? I don't remember. Amazing. I wasn't talking about you, Iquare. I was talking about to DF. I can't find it because I don't remember which unit the bear blower was. Like what the unit ID was. So either I never implemented it or there was none. Yeah, I was pretty sure you had, but I don't even remember that one. I didn't even think that this one existed. Like, what the fuck even is that? Well, I'm definitely busy right now, and that stuff is super easy for you to just Control D in Notepad++ to duplicate and then plug stuff in. I mean, I know it sounds weird for me to say that it's super easy and I'm not doing it, but because it's super easy. Like it shouldn't take you more than 5 seconds to and get the initial array, shit taken care of. The hardest part is, of course, iScripts, but you can just steal those from HYDRA if you want. I guess the engines take some time to, like, with the engines also involved, it can be a little time consuming, but it's still just pointing stuff in the right direction. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to figure out the bear blower. No. Escalade Cyprian, by the way. Where's my bear blower at? Oh. Yeah, it doesn't look like we actually have a breeze cannon, by the way. Wait, why is one of the unit responses just him sneezing? That's pretty good. What a psychotic unit. But yeah, it doesn't look like I implemented it. Maybe you have it in your archive somewhere, DF. Prank. IMO. Because that can only mean one thing. That odds are the Elka Ain wireframe that is available for don't say advanced. What the fuck? Get out of here, dude. Oh no. Can't find anything remotely bear blowy. I like that it's just like a torrent of graphics uploaded by me turned into wireframes. Well, I guess they were uploaded by iQuare, but you know what I mean. First 2 pages are all that. These are all like old things. At the same time, the Elka Ains wireframe may not even be, it might be implemented or it might have been uploaded with the actual unit. That's the case for some of these. Yeah, so if I go to GRP unit and I find the Elka Ain in here. Squeak. Wait, where is it? Did I miss it? Oh yeah, it's right here. No, it doesn't exist. So wait. Yeah, I can't find it then. I have no idea. Was it Veek? I don't know about that one. Oh yeah, maybe that was. Yeah. Now that I think about it, that's probably who did it. If I had to guess. Bam, 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 bam. Bing, 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 ba, bong. 1 hit point, by the way. All right. Vessel. The dog is non-stop spamming his fucking toy. Wait, is this the right? Yeah, okay. I'm not really sure what to make the golem require by the same token. I think we're going to have a situation where the golem... I mean, okay, so when you initially warp in your robotics facility, you get access to shuttle, vessel, simulacrum. Automaton register is going to be the requirement for the idol. That'll be the first offensive craft. And then the synthetic cyanide will be the requirement for the reaver. So I'm not sure which one we need for anything else. Like, we don't have another graphic to, or another structure. Oh, apparently there was one. It's a little rough around the edges there. So I'm trying to think, like, we have the observatory. Maybe that could... Maybe the observer itself could be available by default again. But I'm not sure. You can't make that sound unless there's Kerrigan involved, dude. My main gripe is it seems like the synthetic synod would be an appropriate structure to unlock the golem for, but every other structure, every other unit only has one structure, or every other structure only unlocks one unit. And so that's where I'm like kind of mishappy about this. I mean, I could add another structure, but I don't know how that would work out exactly. Like maybe this requires the automaton register, and then the idol, the more ranged, like the ranged unit, requires a different new structure. But I don't know. I'll just make them both require synthetic sign out, I guess, for now. And I'll think about what to do after that. Requiring a structure powered by the super pylon thing. Well, the super pylon thing isn't really a structure that provides power. It increases like efficiency. And I guess it would just feel weird to have a requirement for that particular thing because it's a utility structure and not a tech structure. Oh no, well, I'm talking specifically about Protoss in terms of units unlocked by certain things. Templar Archives unlocks Archons now. Grand Library allows you to produce High Templar and Dark Templar by default. Archon Archives, to be honest. But the armory doesn't unlock anything. The armory is a dedicated upgrade structure now, but every unit that you unlock through teching up is actually unlocked through add-ons, and the add-ons themselves require different tiers of tech. So like in order to get a machine shop, you need an engineering bay for tier 2, but you can get a factory by default. So your build order could be like factory, armory, machine shop. Well, I mean factory, armory, engineering bay, machine shop, and then you'd have like tanks and Goliaths, whatever. But you get tanks and Goliaths from the machine shop. You get madrigals and paladins from the salvo yard, which also requires an engineering bay. That sort of stuff. Well, it was a little bit easier to rush ghosts in the previous versions of Hydra before all the massive tech changes happened, but now you just need engineering bay and then you can build a covert ops. So, yes, they're a dedicated tier 2 unit still, but engineering bay unlocks tier 2 for everything. Science facility is tier 3 for everything. Quantum Institute is tier 4 for everything, so on and so forth. So it's a bit more Hmm. not really sure if these units will actually need a behavior per se. I think right now, unless I can think of something that would actually help them accomplish their goal in a way that would increase skill expression, there's not really much of a reason to. Right now, the fact that the melee unit attacks twice and is pretty tanky, that's its combat role. And the idol has the AoE thing going on, so I think that will be pretty solid just by default. I'll say 14. Oh yeah, actually it was supposed to be concussive, wasn't it? I forgot about that. Okay. Hey, wait a minute. I replaced the simulacrum icon by accident. God damn it. Oh, I know what I have to do here. Oh shit. Wait, do we have too many units? Oh no. Well, what do we do about that? Fuck. Uh, Observer, now trained at Nexus. I mean, that seems to be the only way out of this one, to be honest. It's either that or the shuttle getting moved over there. This really throws everything out of the fucking window, TBH. Well, the thing is, then you get rid of the escape thing. I could get rid of rally, which is what I've done in the past, but... Since that's like, you just right-click to do it, so it's not as bad, I guess. Alright, I won't panic as much now. Still pretty dumb, though. Okay. Let's save this for now. Because that time it does happen every now and then. I guess I should just copy and paste this shit instead. Go to Simulacrum. Copy, move, paste. And then where to Reaver at? Okay. What do you mean by one could be hidden under another? If they do, they just, one of them gets moved to the other. Like if I put the observer icon over the probe, it would just move the observer icon over here. I'm not sure what it uses to decide which to move, but... Like, I guess I... Oh. Apparently the... Maybe I didn't save this? Guess that would be why. Holy moly. Talk about an overflow. All right. We got custom icons or whatever. Wow. It censors but. Well, I guess what I could try to do is I could try to take the rally point icon and put it like down here. See what happens. Yeah, then the cancel icon is no longer there, so I can't remove, like I can't cancel the last unit. Which is kind of unfortunate. But hey, we've done that. Now I just need to actually implement the graphics on that side of things. Oh. Okay. Oh, is this from Armageddon? I think so, actually. The crow grenade. Ay, ay, ay. I just need to know. Oh, here we go. Found it. Now, I can grab the graphic for the atomic boom, bing, bing, bong. Done. Okay. So this is 499. I'm gonna jump into the AR thing here so I can add the graphic entries. Now, I'm pretty sure I could just grab the iScript that I already made for this asset, but that would actually end up taking a bit more time than I would like it to because I would have to dig through the files to figure out which one it actually used. So in the interest of keeping things relatively terse here, say frame 77 should be the idle one. Okay. In theory, this should be fine. Go ahead and close that. Close this. Close that. 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 And that. And that. What? Oh. I'm not sure about the shadow. I don't understand. Ground attack and net. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Isn't this how it's supposed to work though? It looks like the only difference here is that they wait one before the... Yeah, they do it around there. I'm not sure why that's significant though. Check out the Zella 02212. We can do 1, 25, 12. Something like that. Yeah, that works out. Okay. Seems like we solved that problem then. The only other thing here is just to add an attack animation. Oh, that's why. In that case, I have no idea why doing what I just did resolved it at all. Couldn't tell you. Let's double check that it still works as intended, and yeah, seems to be fine. Okay, we're gonna need to drop the selection circle thing a little bit. We'll set it to, oops, where's golem at? 1. Oh, we probably didn't build the latest GPTP plugin to fix the tooltip display of its weapon. I might also reduce the attacks, like increase the attack speed, reduce the cooldown just a little bit, but that'll be for later. I should do the wireframe for that, like implement it from Junthriong, and then I've got another one coming from him for the idle. So that won't be this moment in time, but in the meantime, I can go ahead and prep this. I can throw the one for the golem in there. I'm not sure. Maybe it should be possible to put 4 of these in a thing, but for now, I think we'll err on the side of caution there. Yeah, I definitely feel like it should be lower cooldown. Try 1.8. See how that feels. I guess I should probably drop the weapon range as well, since the unit is smaller than I initially thought it would be. So 15, okay, I can do that. And if that feels too small, I can just go somewhere in between there. As long as it's below 32, it will always show up as having having melee range. Now the other thing is that I think I should probably raise this just a little bit to something like maybe 18, but then in unit stat, I need to go into the graphics section and give it like 13, 13. 8, 14 or something, I don't know. So we've got 26, 22. Oh, is it 24? guess that should be 28. We'll give it the same thing over here. Just because I think that's reasonable. All right. And off we go. Beautiful. Mwah. I guess I can quickly mouse over the tooltip and the golem to make sure that the tooltip, yeah, okay. All right, that will do it for our stream today. It was quite a productive one, 3.5 hours. We managed to get a lot of work done. Protoss units are much closer to being pretty much taken care of. We just need to do the last of the air stuff and obviously all the programming side of things. Looking really promising. Still taking a little bit longer than I would like to get this patch out, but whatever, man. We got to do what we got to do. It'll be a big one, as expected. Thanks, everybody who hung out today and contributed to the project or just talked shit. It's all good. I like it all. Thanks very much. Mwah.